We are live again. I'm live with the gentleman I've heard a lot about. I even saw some things about him. I believe I have something that's already in the file, a video to show of him, and I'd like you to meet him if you haven't met him, Mr. Jerry Boykin. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Oh, no problem. How are you
Oh,
doing?
wonderful.
I
Wonderful.
know you do such wonderful things. If we have that video, um, he could put it on any time. Just let me know. It should be a video on Mr. Jerry Boykin. If we have it. Oh, it was. Maybe we'll get it later because I have a
Okay.
video that I did put in there.
Okay.
So, Jerry, I'm a blessing. I'm a blessing. You've probably seen pictures. You've probably seen him on other television shows, but I want to get it kind of in depth with Mr. Jerry Boykin today. And Jerry has a program. Why don't you tell the audience about it?
Well, it's a food ministry we've been doing for about 5 years.
A
And
food ministry. And when
yes.
you talk about a food ministry, what do you mean?
Well, we go down and feed the homeless. We pass out food, sandwiches, cookies, fruit, water,
Where do you go to
toiletries.
specific areas or what?
We go down to Woodward and Peterborough, Clifford and Bagley, NSO, all over the city if we have extra food for our people.
Wow. Now, Jerry, you from
I'm
Detroit?
from Detroit, born and raised.
Born and
hmm
raised. Boy, where did you go to school?
Well, I grew up on the west side.
What
West
side?
side. Went to
What side?
Bagley Elementary, Hampton Middle School, Mumford. Yep, yep,
Mumford.
yep.
I took driver's training there.
Okay, me too.
Oh, really? I got kicked out the car. You know, you're supposed to go 15 miles per hour. I think I went 16,
Oh
and he walked
wow,
out there, get out,
wow.
get out, and then the walk of shame back to the building. Oh, but that's every time someone mentions Mumford, it's one of those slowly I turn moments, you know. So after Mumford, what did you do?
Well, when I was in Mumford, I went to Randolph for
Oh,
construction,
yes. Uh-huh.
and I ended up getting into the construction field, doing construction. I've been doing that for 20 years.
You know, once again, a Detroit public school that launched a career.
Absolutely,
And at Randolph, you learned about um,
carpentry.
carpentry. So you deal with wood. What can you do as far as construction? What can you do, Mister?
Well, God has blessed me with some hands, and really, my passion was construction, but now my passion and purpose is being a blessing to other people.
Right, right.
So we still do construction. Two of my partners, they pretty much handle all the construction.
Okay.
Daryl McConnell with First Priority, and Mark Jackson with Custom Restoration.
Wow,
So yeah.
that's great. So, when did you start delivering food, or what piqued your interest in helping the homeless?
My parents took me down when I was about 14 years old, and it took me until I was 34 to go back down. And when I went
When you say
down,
took you down, what do you
well,
mean?
it took me downtown to feed the homeless, and I was 14, and it took me until I was 34 years old to make
20
it back
years?
downtown. Yeah, yeah.
Well, what spurred that?
A friend of mine posted on Facebook that she had taken 20 sandwiches down to the homeless.
Right,
And
right.
I joked about it. I said, "That's all." And then I
But
checked
you hadn't
myself.
done
Yeah, I hadn't done
anything.
anything. So I checked myself. I said, "Wow, that was more than I did." So the following week, we went down and we took probably about 100, 150 sandwiches for the homeless, and that's
Now,
what got the ball rolling.
is there
hmm
a certain area? Well, let's once again go. How do you find them?
Um, I mean, they're all over. I mean, homelessness is, something everybody, you know, knows someone who's going through it. I got a call last night of a young lady who's working, but she's about to get put out, and she was looking for resources. So, it's bigger than
So
what
you
most people
you have
think.
to kind of expand your network
I
so
do,
that you
I
can
do,
be a resource,
absolutely.
because maybe someone just like this young lady doesn't have a place that she'll be put out, and it's nothing worse than not knowing
Right,
what you're going to do.
right, right. So, we just want to be a blessing to others, and we do it in all types of ways. This Christmas we're actually giving a car away
I
to a
know, he
family.
told me. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to this.
Yeah, we're giving a car away, and everyone can donate $20, $10, whatever, and we're going to all present this vehicle to the family without a car. So we're going to present it at Nikki D's restaurant on McNichols and Livernois, and we're going to all give them this car. So, that's going to be an awesome feeling.
That is
for
going to be
everybody.
awesome. So it will be a family
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't have a car. The requirements, no DUIs, they have
No
to have
DUIs,
valid
right.
licenses.
Right. Valid license, no DUIs, and just be
And-
in need of a vehicle.
And tell the audience about insurance.
We're going to pay the insurance for 6 months, and we're going to also put $250 worth of gas cards in the glove box for them.
Isn't that
So,
fabulous? Isn't that
Yeah,
fabulous?
the beautiful thing about it is, if people continue to donate, we might give out another car this
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
Yeah, we want to do this
How
every
would
year.
people donate?
I have a link. You can go onto the Facebook page, Jerry Boykin, and it's
That's
a GoFundMe link.
Boykin.
Thank you. Yes, and we also have imablessing.org, so they can go to that, and it should take them to the different links that they need to go to.
Oh, this is just wonderful. Now, you have a food truck, right?
I do.
This food truck thing in Detroit is really coming back strong.
Well, it didn't start out like that. I started out in the trunk of my car.
Of course.
Then we went to a minivan. Now we're in a food truck.
Now you're in a food truck. So, you take the food truck down to that area,
Yes.
and the homeless come and
Well, when I pull up, it's probably about 50 or so people in line waiting for me, because I'm there every Wednesday at 11 o'clock. Sometimes 11:10, 11:15.
Okay,
I'm there.
third
It's
world
been
time
consistent.
sometime,
Yeah, it's
right.
been consistent. So
it's
they
been
can-
consistent. So
Yeah.
they've learned to kind of rely on it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Now, so many people who know you know that your slogan is "I'm a blessing." See that, ladies? I'm a blessing. And this is a sweatshirt. Are you selling these?
I am pretty much just to raise funds for what we're doing, so we can continue to be a blessing.
And these right here, why don't you tell the
well,
audience
these
about
are aprons for children.
hold it
Yeah.
up.
These are aprons for children. We have yellow, we have blue, we have red. So a buddy of mine, his daughter actually uses hers for a cooking class that she's in. And we have the shirts. They have "We Are One," community unity on the back. And
We are
did
one
you show your
community.
gift that I brought you?
I'm getting ready to show my gift. Ms. Perryman got a gift gonna make me have to cook.
Yes, I had to come be a blessing to you as well.
Oh, you have no idea how I appreciate this. And this is the blue he talked about. So I have to cook. I have to invite people over now. I have to invite Chris Summerall over because you're a great
Absolutely.
friend of Chris's.
That's more like a brother to me.
I know. I'm a blessing. Look at that. So I'm going to be cooking, everybody.
Yeah.
I stopped cooking. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
When my kids were growing up, I was cooking all the time. And now, parents get to a certain age, shoot, it's easier to eat out.
It is. I want to get to the meaning behind. the
I
I'm a blessing, too.
was going to ask you about
Okay.
that. I was going to ask you about this because I saw you explain it, but I want you to.
Okay. Well, pretty much, my mission is spreading the word of God. So, with "I'm a blessing," when you wear it, people read it to themselves. So what do you do when you read it? You say it to yourself. You believe it.
I'm a
So,
blessing. Yeah, you have to. Would you say, look at it as, yeah, I'm a blessing. I'm a blessing.
Absolutely.
And why did you decide to use that as your slogan of sorts?
People always say, "Oh, you're such a blessing. You're such a blessing." So, I was looking in the mirror one day and I said, "Man, I'm a blessing." And I said, that would be a good T-shirt. So.
I always think, I said, look at the people who wouldn't be affected if you had not started doing this. I mean, I'm not just talking about you. I'm talking about other people who are doing really good things. What if they didn't do it? Take them out of people's lives and they would not have. We have Chris on the line. Good morning. Hello?
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Brenda. Good morning, Jerry.
Good morning, Chris.
Good morning.
Hey,
I wish you could have been here this morning with us, but
yeah, I know. I really wish I could have too, but I'm enjoying the show. Two of my favorite people. So I just wanted to call in and kind of talk about, the work that my good friend Jerry's been doing for a couple of years, and how really it's inspired me to do more. And I can speak for a ton of folks. And it's really, really been a blessing. And it's right along the line of what you just said, Brenda, how it really has been like contagious. So, I mean, I've been down there, been privileged and honored to be down there, with Jerry, and it's just unbelievable what is getting accomplished by, a ton of folks. So, I mean, I was, scrambling this morning to make sure I could see the show since I couldn't be there. But I just wanted to definitely say hats off to you, Jerry,
Oh,
and
thank you.
the whole I'm a Blessing movement, but also to you, Brenda, for showcasing and highlighting such a positive thing when we know we hear all about the negativity day in and day out. So I'm not going to hold you guys, but keep up the good work, both of you guys.
it's
Oh,
too
thank
late
you.
for that. You already held us. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you, Chris. You were a topic of conversation downtown last evening when I was down there, but we'll talk about that another time. And thank you
Oh,
so much for calling in and regaling Jerry, because I really wanted to have him on the show because I think he's a good person.
Oh, thank you.
He started off doing something small, because we always have to ask when we criticize something, what are we doing? Right,
yeah,
Chris?
absolutely, absolutely, and it shows that it does. All it takes is a willing spirit, you know, and you get that willing spirit, and then the way it gets found. And so, like I said, I can't be more proud of a friend of mine. I affectionately call him a brother, and I mean it. And I'm just happy that that he started that movement, and and everything's been going great.
And
So,
it is
all right,
indeed
guys.
that a movement. Okay, we'll see you.
Okay,
All right.
Chris. All right,
Bye bye.
man.
Bye. Oh,
Yeah, awesome,
Chris.
awesome guy, awesome
Yeah,
guy.
yeah,
He, man, it's been several occasions. He'll call me and say, "Hey, man, I'm at Sam's Club,"
yeah.
and he'll pay for all the food.
I know.
So
I
yeah.
know. I remember when he was doing that,
Mhm.
and I didn't know who he was doing it for
Mhm.
initially. And then one day I said, "Do you know Jerry Boykin?" He said, "Yeah, that's what And we got that conversation going. But it's just like I was telling someone last week. This gentleman told me, he said, a woman's place is in the house when she's married and
Mhm.
has kids. I said, well, what? Of course, but what if she wants to work? No, a woman's not supposed to work. And then I said to him, having been a teacher, I said, think of it. I think about what you said, and then I think about your children that you have. They would have loved having me as a teacher. Think about the lives I wouldn't have had if I just stayed home
Absolutely.
with my kids. We
Absolutely.
have to reach out. We have to go beyond our walls.
Mhm.
And that's what you have done. Gone beyond on your door, beyond your wall, and you are a blessing. Because every time I look at that, I say, I'm a blessing. I'm a blessing. And where do you see this program going in 5 years?
Um, I want to take it nationally.
That's what
I do.
yeah.
I do. I have a lot of support from the community and the social media world. And one of my buddies, Flynn Peacher, he has a K9 dog training school, and he's a mentor as well.
What's
And
his name?
Flynn Peacher,
Mm-hmm.
and he has a K9 dog consulting, and they train dogs. So with the mentoring, they're training young boys how to train dogs. In
Oh,
return.
really?
Absolutely. So wonderful guy, very supportive of the things I do.
It's so many ways that we can help each other. Now, what if I have people out there who want to help or donate
Well,
to
they
your?
can call the number 313-744-3038 if you want to volunteer, if you want to come down, if you want to have your family be on the food truck, because I call it "We Are One Community Unity" because it's not just me.
Right,
So
right,
it's
right.
everyone who helps, everyone who volunteers.
Now, you told me something earlier about a house.
Yeah, we have a house that we're fixing up. It's been put on hold a wee bit, but It's going to happen. Didn't get all of the donations I wanted to get, so it's been kind of held up. Been paying taxes on it and things like that just to keep it. But
What is the intention of
the
the
intention
house?
of the house is we're going to put homeless families in this home for free so they can live there. To be furnished, it'll have groceries, it'll have everything, all the amenities. And what we'll do is move them into a permanent residence, and we'll just continue to move families through this home.
Now, what would they have to do? They have to do something, don't
Yeah,
they?
well, pretty much, a lot of times people are homeless and they don't have a place to go, and it's a lot of red tape you have to go through to get
Yeah.
housing.
Yeah.
So I hear about it all the time,
Yeah.
when I'm downtown feeding. So I want to make sure, you don't have that issue at this home. We just want to move them through it and just give them a place to stay.
Right, right. I guess people sometimes think or wonder about, okay, they get the home, what do they have to do to maintain it? They have
Absolutely,
they have
absolutely.
to pay Edison after a while, don't they?
No, 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 no. We're going to take care of all of that. Yeah, we're going to take care of all of that, and we're going to move them into permanent residence. It's going to be a community garden next door.
Oh,
Job
okay.
training.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Counseling.
That's what I
Yeah.
meant,
Okay.
too.
Okay. Yeah.
Was the job training, the counseling,
Mm-hmm.
because people have to see their way somewhere,
Right, right.
And I think that that's a wonderful program. And as you said, and while you were talking,
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about, I said, this has to be a national program. I was thinking that. But you're setting the pace here in Detroit, and Detroit is being looked at from all over the world right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, you know what? It's not really just me setting the pace.
Right, I
I'm
know.
just being obedient, to what God has me to do, and I mean, you see what's happening.
So the car, what if there's a family, you may say if a family, well, maybe they're watching and they want to maybe put their name in a hat for how do you choose this family for this car? That's basically it.
Well, they can contact us, let us know their situation. They have to have a valid driver's license and no DUIs.
Right.
And they'll definitely be considered.
Right, right. No,
definitely.
no
So-
DUIs, and I just want to. You need to get on it. Are you a 501 yet?
No, I'm not.
Are
I'm
you
not.
applying for that, or-
I've applied, so it's still pending. So
Right.
all the resources come out of my pocket and everyone else.
Right, I know it
appreciate
does.
your donation as
Oh,
well
it
too.
was. I took that. I'm going to give more.
Yeah, I
I just
appreciate
felt
that.
so bad. I said, that's why I had the
Yeah.
checkbook in.
That's,
But
that's what's so amazing because this has been going for 5 years off of the love of everybody else.
wow, that's amazing. And you've gotten to know some of the
Oh,
people
yeah,
that
absolutely.
you've affected or
Absolutely.
fed, and hunger is a horrible thing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's
it is.
if you've ever been hungry, and then you didn't have any resource to get the food. We have Spanky on the line right now. Good morning, Spanky.
Good morning.
Good morning, Brenda Perryman. How are you?
Well, I'm fine.
I just normally I'm kind of, in the background observing. I wanted to say hi to this gentleman. I want to
Jerry
let him
Boykin.
know that I also, as you know, Brenda Perryman, take care of animals. And you mentioned the guy that has canine, the training facility for our community. I have an organization, a 501c3 nonprofit organization now. It's been difficult, but I'm making, I have to because it's needed for our community. You've heard about recent incidents in our community of animals, and we need training, we need programs, we need education so badly, and no one's coming in our communities to make that happen. And so we're the change we want to be. And I'd like to connect with you. I love what you're doing, and I love the fact that
Oh, thank
that
you.
you're doing it yourself,
Thank you.
and not waiting for others. So I'd like to talk with you off air.
Okay, okay.
Is there a way, or why don't you give Michelle, my producer, your number, and he could give you a call? What about that?
Sounds good. That sounds great.
Okay, she'll
Thank
get
you.
that. Thank you, Spanky, because Spanky really works with the animals and
Okay.
everything. And one day I ran into it in a grocery store,
Okay.
she buys the food, was buying it right out of her own pocket, you
Same
know.
here. I understand.
Yeah, so you have to, if you're passionate about it, a lot of times you do have to
Oh
start
yeah.
right in
Oh
your
yeah.
own
Oh
pocket
yeah.
and right to do that.
Absolutely.
And
Well, I was going to say, you know what? You can't make an organization like this about you.
no, no, no,
Because God is who is providing.
right.
And it's nothing I'm doing. I quit every week. I quit every
I,
Wednesday.
I
I do.
know,
You
I
know.
know, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell your audience
Well,
what that is about?
I quit. I say, I have a son, I have a daughter, I have so much I have to do. Um, but before 7 o'clock in the morning, I might get 3 calls from people saying, "Hey, Jerry, you still feed the homeless? I just dropped some water off on the side of your house," or "My wife and I were coming down," or "We're in town." So it's a blessing.
I know,
Hmm.
and you just have to do it. When
Yeah.
especially when you do something, people start relying on it,
Oh, absolutely.
and you say, "Golly, they must really
Hmm.
need me."
Hmm.
But you have to take care of yourself too.
You do. You
But
do.
sometimes work gets so you just say, "Oh, I quit,"
Hmm.
but then you get over it
Yeah.
and you get right back up on that horse, don't you?
Absolutely.
Right
Absolutely.
back on that horse. And I see that you have here help rehabbing houses and furnishing homes and for families in desperate need, um, building supplies and decor, bedding and clothing. Can people say if somebody says, I don't have the money, but I have clothes? Sometimes people have clothes they've never worn or
Right.
lightly worn. Is there any, or coats? Is there any way that people can donate?
They can. Actually, I have Karen Dumas.
Oh, I know
She
Karen.
donates awful lot. Clothes.
Yeah.
Time, finances. So she actually heads our clothing
Oh,
and
okay.
the donations from there. So
Yeah, I know Karen. I know Karen.
yeah,
Oh, this
yeah.
is
She's
just
been a part of this, since day one.
right,
Yeah.
right. Oh, yeah, this is great. So once again, let's talk about. I got to put this on for a minute, and we're having table talk right after the show, everybody. Anyway, so I've just put this on for a minute. I'm a blessing, or I try. How do we send donations again?
You can go to the GoFundMe. It's imablessing.org. And you can see the links on Facebook. We have a Facebook page, We Are One Community Unity. And my personal page is Jerry Boykin at Facebook.
Boykin. And Jerry, thank you for
Thank
being
you.
here. And I want you to come back to keep us
Absolutely.
abreast of what you're doing
Okay.
and all of that good stuff
Yeah.
because as you talked, I got a lump in my throat
Oh,
several
wow.
times because
Me too.
there are people who need this. And if we don't do it, to just even help people get a leg up,
Absolutely.
that's so important.
Yeah.
And you are indeed a blessing.
Thank you. Well, you know what? If you don't donate, anyone, just keep me in your prayers.
Yeah, well,
Yep. So we can keep on doing this.
we got to make this happen. We got to make it happen.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jerry Boykin. And we will see you in just a very few minutes with Table Talking. We have some topics today that I think get us talking. So I'll talk to you in a few. Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you.